Guys, Asher Comanche today, Brady Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm glad to have you here today. We're going to talk about a rare champion, a void rare champion from the Sacred Order. It is Draconis. So, have a lot of thoughts on this dude. I maxed him out right when he came out a couple years ago, a few years ago now. And the question is he still worth your resources? Is he still worth investing in as a champion? If so, should you take him all the way to 6 stars? Should you put books into this dude? We're going to talk about all that and more. But first, let's find out what he does. First of all, aesthetically, I mean, he's a pretty basic Sacred Order knight, right? He looks like, Chuck, exactly what you think of a rare, at least for me, exactly what I think of a rare Sacred Order champion. He is an HP-based champion, which is good because it has some implications and some viability for this champion in HP-only content, specifically Secret Rooms as we get to the end game. I actually use him on my main account, end game account, in a Secret Room to that extent. I'm going to show you that team as well and that build and everything in today's video. Anyway, on his A1 attacks one enemy, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 7.5% of the damage inflicted, okay? So a heal based off damage. It's not a massive heal, but it's not too bad if you can score some decent damage there, right? So it's a small heal on the A1. On the A2, places a shield on all allies equal to 15% of this champion's max HP. So now we want to make sure we're scaling his HP and his crit rate for the heal and the shield on the A2. The A3, Order of Mercy, attacks one enemy, removes all debuffs from the ally with the lowest HP, and then heals them by 25% of the damage inflicted. So now we see yet another heal that's predicated on damage inflicted. Yeah, that's right. We're definitely building this champion with 100% crit rate and, again, as much HP and crit damage as we can muster, while also obviously keeping him alive. So this heal, obviously a lot better than the A1. Still not insane heals, but it is very nice to have that cleanse on the ally who needs it the most, okay? We can book it down to 4 turns and book it for extra damage, which will impact the heal on that A3. That's it. That's his whole kit. There is no aura on this champion. His base stats, HP... we'd like to see a lot more than 17.8 here, even on a rare champion. Who's another good HP comparison? Doomscreech, right? Doomscreech is a void rare HP-based champion with 20k, right? So we'd love to see a little bit more on that HP, especially because, again, the shield is based on his HP. Other than that, though, his base stats are all right. His defense is a little light as well, but it's not like he's an ally protect champion or a provoke champion or anything like that, so he's not going to be incurring a lot of extra damage. Really just a support healer type champion and shield champion. So before I show you the build, let's take a quick look at his multipliers here and where this champion might be used. Draconis, thanks to hellhades.com. We have a 0.22 multiplier on the A1. That's a weak hit, which really sucks because, again, the heal is based on the damage. An average damage multiplier on a 0.34 on the single target A3 Order of Mercy. So what does that all mean? It really means that he's not healing a ton. You know, he's not a standout healer, even compared to other rare void champions like Gear Grinder, or even non-void like an Abyssal, a Painkeeper, a Reliquary Tender, champions like that. There's a lot better healers out there. He does have the shield, which is nice. That makes him viable in terms of where this guy can be used. They give an overall rating of 3. I would tend to agree with that rating. Ice Golem support. It's always nice to have shields and Ice Golem progression because Ice Golem hits very hard. So for support in Ice Golem, he's great. For Dragon, Waves, okay. And anywhere else really that we're using this champion, it's really because of just the shield and support, right? Scarab King is where he really shines. But even Scarab King, we'd rather have a Metal Shaper or a champion like Lodric who has a shield on a 2-turn cooldown, right? Because we want that shield up all the time if we can. For Scarab King, he doesn't. He has it on a 3-turn cooldown. So I say all that. Let me show you the build here. First off, because we're building him with HP anyway, I really like to put this dude in a shield set, right? Putting him a shield set, we're already trying to scale that HP, lend more survivability and utility to this champion, and have him help your team even more, right? So either a shield or a bolster set. I don't even know if I'd waste bolster gear, frankly, on this champion, so I would go shield set on this champ. Other viable options would just be triple speed or immortal gear. He does really well with immortal, so just scaling up that HP. Even life gear is fine on this champion if you're just starting out, right? So we have HP percentage, I'm sure. No, we have crit rate, excuse me, on the gauntlets, because again, we want that 100% crit rate. Then HP percentage on the chest piece. We have speed on the boots. And again, we're looking for HP percentage or HP even flat stat, crit rate, and speed, right? So a lot of HP there on that helmet. We look at his total stats here, 72, 208, 105, right? I'd like a little bit more crit damage if I could, but can't have everything, right? I have HP on the banner. I have HP on the amulet. And I have HP on the ring. So a lot of HP. That's for a beefier shield, but it's not going to optimize heals. To optimize heals, I would want crit damage on the amulet instead. The reason I went with the shield is because, well, twofold. He has that shield on his A2, and then he has the shield set, which is predicated on his HP as well. So I really wanted to min-max the HP as much as possible on this champion. Now, this is kind of a later game build, but the stat priorities remain the same either way. Masteries on this champion, well, you guys can see, pretty basic. We went with all the healing masteries, right? All the way down the left-hand side. Healing Savior, or Lay on Hands, Healing Savior, and then Merciful Aid. We come down with Cycle of Magic, and we end with Spirit Haste. This dude's not placing any debuffs. He's not affecting anything about the enemies, so we can ignore accuracy entirely on this champion, which is nice, right? He does have that cleanse on the A3, which is noteworthy, so it gives you a reason to consider building him with accuracy as well, but I would still gravitate towards prioritizing HP. A little bit of accuracy, though, is not going to hurt on this champion. That way, he doesn't get CC'd, and he can cleanse somebody on his A3. We did go offense. We start with crit rate, crit damage. Life Drinker, just to heal him up a little bit as he goes. He does have 100% crit rate after all, so we might as well get some of that damage healed back. And then we come down to War Master as our tier 6 option. I think this is a pretty standard and good all-around mastery choice for this champion. Blessings, I do not have an Awakened Draconis, but I would probably go with Miracle Heal or Indomitable Spirit or Dark Resolve. You know, if you were going to use him as a Fire Knight, I feel like I always say this in these guides, if we're going to use him as a Fire Knight support champion early game for progression, I would pick up Phantom Touch so you get credit for 2 hits on that A1 ability. So that's where I would go in terms of blessings on this champion. Let me cut to the chase. Actually, let me throw him in that Doom Tower battle. This guy's pretty basic. He's not awful, but he's basic. It's not like you need a engineering degree to figure out this dude's kit, right? It's just pretty straightforward. He's helping keep the team alive, doing a little bit of damage as well. So let's put this team together. This is rare HP only champions, and it's a Secret Room 7 on Doom Tower Hard, right? So I'm going to throw this team HP and Faction Crypts, all battles, Ironclad, my man. Okay, so when we look at a champion like this, what should you do? Like answering the question that we asked at the beginning of this video, right? What is he worth, right? If you need progression help in Faction Wars, right? Like keeping your team alive and healed and cleansed and everything like that, he can definitely help you out there. If you're approaching or in the end game and you need more help for this particular Doom Tower floor, HP, rares only, definitely can help you there. If you're end game, I think that he might be worth taking all the way to 60 just for this one secret room if you need the extra champions, right? Like if you already have, I don't know, 6 or 7 HP based rares already built, excluding Draconis, I wouldn't go out of the way. I don't think he's that much better value over replacement. However, he is pretty good. Like out of this bunch here, you know, if I just was to power rank them really quickly, I would put him at number 3 behind Painkeeper and Gear Grinder. Maybe 4 behind Doomscreech as well. Ironclad, I feel like, is a little bit more niche, but pretty good in a stun set. They're quite different champions. I guess what I'm trying to say is, and I'll cut to the chase here, aside from Scarab King, Ice Golem Progression, Faction Wars, and Doom Tower Hard in this specific floor, I absolutely think that this is a champion that is going to be a do I really need this particular skill set? If not, a pass for most players. And out of all those players, excluding this secret room, right, I don't see any reason to take this guy to level 60. I actually think this guy can be a really serviceable and good option, great option to upgrade to level 50, right? because you can get by with a level 50 Draconis. Think about it. You put him in a shield set. You prioritize the same stats that we prioritized, even if you don't get masteries on this dude. Think about it. No masteries. Maybe you do book him, maybe you don't. Take him to level 50, stack up as much HP as humanly possible, throw him in a shield set. He's really giving a lot of the same utility as what you're seeing right now, right? That's pretty much, it's pretty much it. Anyway, guys, this run, I forgot this is the room. I was wondering, is this the room that I was thinking of? Yeah, this is the room that takes like 100 years to finish. So I'm going to let it finish out. We'll go ahead and see his total stats, and I'll come back to you guys in a little bit. See you soon. All right, guys, so not too bad. My man Draconis came through with 459k damage. So kind of, you know, everybody was pretty much around the same. You can see even Ironclad, he is built out for damage, and I'm not sure that everybody on this team is. So again, at the end of the day, take him to 50, use him for support, see if you might need him in the end game, and then go from there. Guys, thank you so much for the request. Keep the guide requests coming in the comments below. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.